Hello ladies and gents, Ro here, and welcome to another episode of Tech with Ro. This is the 11th episode, and today we're going to look at Xcode once again. So we're going to go to Xcode, and I'm going to write some code, and we're going to be using, this time we're going to be using numbers, and we're going to be using mathematical symbols. So first thing we want to do is go open up Xcode, and open up your project. Mine's named Tech with Ro from last episode, when we did use Xcode. And this is what we created last episode. We created a simple Hello World project, which is what everybody should know their very first program should be, which is Hello World. And if you hit build and run, and on the screen or the console in this case, it's going to print Hello World right here. So here we are. And before we begin, I'm going to show you guys, we got include IOStream. That's IOStream including is basically we're importing what we're using right now. We're using namespace std, these simple functions right here, main function and the cout function. These are all main functions that we got from IOStream. So that's why we need that. And then using namespace std is just something you have to declare in order to use these as well. Then we got the main function. And in the main function, we have the main program basically, and we want cout, which is what we want to push out onto the screen, and we want to push on the screen is hello world, and then we want to return nothing once it's pushed out. Once we pushed out hello world to the screen. So now let's move on. I'm gonna just stop the program as I just did, and we can delete hello world, and we're gonna simply create. We're gonna call an int. Before I begin, let me just show you guys this. This is pretty cool. Here's the different kind of variable, the names, and the different data types that you will most likely learn as you go on. But we're going to start with the simple ones. We're going to start with int, which is int, which stands for integer. And it's 4 bytes, and it's any of these numbers it's any integer, basically. When you study math and algebra, you'll learn about integers, and it's in any integers, which is any negative number from this range to any positive number to this range. And then you got the long, which you will learn later on, but the only two we're going to worry about right now is int, and we're going to learn about double. And double is basically any your normal average decimal number. So now that you have an int and you have a double in your mind, let's use that. Let's create an int, and I'm going to name it number 1. And then we're going to give it the value, which is going to be 5. Then we're going to create another number, which is going to be another int, and we're going to do number 2, which is going to equal 7. And then we're going to give ourselves a double, which is going to be our number 3, and that's going to equal, let's say, 55. No, it's a double, so let's make it a decimal number. Let's go 5.5. And here we are. And there we are. Now we have these little errors here because they're unused currently, but we're going to use them right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to create an answer now, and we're going to do answer. We're going to do answer. Well, we're going to do the answer should be a. Let's just declare the answer right now. We're going to do double answer 1 equals 0. Double answer 2 equals 0. And what we're going to do is we're going to change both of those answers to equal a value once we use these mathematical symbols. Actually, let's do 3. Double answer 3 equals 0. And here we are. Now we got our 3 answers, or 3 values. Now we can simply play around with these since we declared them all. Now we can simply play around with them like I just said. We're going to go answer 1. Everything's going to be for the application problem is everything's kind of written backwards. Like instead of writing 2 plus 2 equals 4, you're going to be writing 4 equals 2 plus 2. So that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do answer equals number 1 plus number 2. And then when we end it, then we're going to simply cout, and we want to print answer 1. end line. That's like the end of the line. And then we're also going to print, it's C out, so we're going to print answer. Wait, I'm going to write it actually right below this one because it makes more sense. Or even simpler, you can just simply copy and paste this. Copy, paste, and then simply change that to a 2. And then paste that and change that to a 3. And what we should get answer 2 equals 12. And I mean answer 1 should equal 12, and then answer 2 should be 0, and answer 3 should be 0. So here, if we build and run, we'll see that we got 12, 0, and 0. And you can actually spice it up even more, or not spice it up, make it a lot neater if you were to write something like this. Our first answer is, and then there we have it. Our second answer is, first, I spelled answer wrong here, so sorry about that. Then for the last one, just write our third answer is, and there we have it. Now it'll be a little bit more organized, and as we can see, we added number 1 plus number 2, which is number 1 right here, plus number 2, which is 7, and then that equals 12. So our first answer is 12, and then we printed the other answers, which are both 0 because we haven't added anything to them yet. That, I mean, they're still declared 0 right here. We haven't changed them later on in the program. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do answer 3. No, let's go with 2 equals, let's go number 1. Now let's go, I can't, yeah, let's just go number 1 times, it wouldn't be just x as times, it would be, I'm not sure what this one's called, asterisk, it's the little, the star, and then you would go to your next number, which is, I'm going to do number 2, and there we have it. Now we'll have an answer for number 2 also, which should be 35, yeah, 12, 7 times 5 is, 7 times 5 is 35. So now we got second answers filled in. Now let's put in the third answer, answer 3, which we're going to do number 2 divide by, which is, it wouldn't be a divide by symbol since we don't really have a key for that, but we can do is slash divide by number 3. Yeah, number 3, and that will most likely give us a decimal number because it's 7 divided by 5.5, and it will come out uneven. So we got a very large decimal number right here, and that's why you declared this as a double, because then it's actually a double, it's not an int, because it won't be an int. If you were to put int for answer 3, and we have it's supposed to be a decimal answer though. Here's an example. An int, we have an int where it should be a double, so we're about to get a decimal number, but we have it assigned as an integer only. So if we build and run, we're only going to get an int, which is 1. So we don't get those other decimal numbers. That's why, to be more accurate, you would put in double, and here you have it. And now we have we have the full-on decimal number, which is a lot more accurate and beneficial. So here you guys have it. Be sure to post your comments, questions below. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Tech with Ro. Thank you for watching, and catch you guys next time. Later.